Hello everyone. So last week when I am interviewing one person for same day surgery coding, he is master in all surgical procedures except interventional radiology. So in order to help the coders who are planning to participate in interventional radiology interviews, I am creating this video. So after watching this video 100% you are able to answer IVR Q&A. If you are visiting for the first time, please click on subscribe button. If you have already subscribed, please watch until the end. So before going to Q&A, we need to understand few basics related to IVR coding. So what is IVR guys? If you know the answer, please mention in the comment section. So basically IVR means interventional radiology. We have two types of IVR procedures. One is vascular IVR and another one is non-vascular IVR. Then, how do you decide whether patient is performing IVR procedure or not? It is very simple. Basically, whenever patient will perform IVR procedure, he will use imaging guidance. The IVR term itself is having interventional radiology. So here, intervention means CPT procedure. So along with CPT procedure, if the physician uses imaging guidance, we will call it as IVR. If the patient performs procedure as well as imaging in order to complete procedure on blood vessels, we will call it as vascular IVR. If the patient performs CPT procedure as well as imaging guidance other than blood vessels, we will call it as non-vascular IVR procedures. So, if you want to know more information and basics about IVR, please check this playlist. So, you can find this playlist on my channel Fastcoder21. So, this is the playlist IVR. So, you have nearly 5 videos now. So, you can watch those videos. So, next we will go ahead with our Q&A. So, if we access the dorsalis pedis artery with a catheter and go up into the anterior tibial arteriogram, is this selective or non-selective catheterization? So, what is the answer here? This would be a non-selective catheterization. The access was made and did not cross into the aorta or into another territory for selective catheterization. So, now we need to understand why this is non-selective catheterization. In lower extremity revascularization procedures, we are having three territories. One is iliac territory, next one is femoral and popliteal, and next one is tibial and peroneal. Here, you need to understand what is the difference between selective and non-selective. Okay, so selective means patient will cross the aorta or one another territory. Okay, so that one we will call it as selective. If the patient does not cross the aorta or in the same territory, we will call it as non-selective. For example, we will see this scenario here. So if we access the dorsalis pedis artery, okay, so where is the dorsalis pedis artery? It is in the tibioperoneal territory. Okay, so dorsalis pedis artery with a catheter and go up into the anterior tibial arteriogram. Is this selective or non-selective? Obviously, this is non-selective. Why means? So, dorsalis pedis artery as well as anterior tibial both are in the same territory. Correct? So, we will call it as non-selective catheterization. If the patient crosses this anterior tibial, posterior tibial or tibial peroneal territory and if he goes into the femoral, you can code it as selective catheterization. Next scenario, if a third order catheter is pulled back and enters the iliac, which is then treated with angioplasty, can you code the iliac as selective? So here we will not code iliac as selective catheterization. Why means physician is performing the therapeutic procedure here. So what is the question here? If a third order catheter is pulled back and enters to the iliac. For example, initially physician pushes the catheter into the superior gluteal artery. So this is third order artery. So from there, physician will pull back the catheter and he will go to iliac territory. And on the iliac territory, he will perform the angioplasty. Here, we will not code iliac as selective catheterization as physician has performed angioplasty procedure and all therapeutic procedures includes catheterization. Next question. If a thrombolytic infusion catheter is placed and later in the day it is removed for an interventional procedure and then replaced after the procedure, what is the correct code to report? So CPT code 37211 for the initial treatment day of thrombolysis infusion. So here we need to understand what is thrombolytic infusion. So most of the time physician will perform this thrombolytic infusion in order to stop the blood clots. So what happened in this question? So physician has performed thrombolytic infusion. Okay. And after some time on the same day he removed the catheter and again he replaced the procedure. Okay. Then how do you code this scenario? So here we need to use 37211. Okay. So this 37211 is based on the day, not based on the hours. So here we need to remember, irrespective of number of times physician will remove or insert the infusion catheter, we will code only one code 37211 as these codes are based on initial treatment day or day of the procedure. So if anyone looking for AAPC local chapter webinar link for pre-CUs medical coding jobs in India, USA or UAE, join in our WhatsApp group. Group link is in the description of this video. And also if anyone looking for same day surgery coding training, IPDRG training, SEC training, CCS certification training, please send message to 707-526-3939. Next question. If a percutaneous thrombectomy is performed in the popliteal artery. So this is the popliteal area. So femoropopliteal artery. And then an incision is made in the tibial artery for open thrombectomy. Can you bill for both the endovascular and the open procedures? Okay, so basically here in this area femoral popliteal territory physician has performed percutaneous thrombectomy. So what is thrombectomy? So removal of the blood clot is called as thrombectomy. Okay, and next physician has performed same procedure using the open approach in the tibial territory or tibial artery territory. Okay, so how do you code this scenario? So one territory percutaneous approach, another territory open approach. So here we need to code two separate codes. Why means both these procedures physician has performed different approaches in the different territories. So here we need to code two codes. One is for percutaneous and one is for open. Next one. If the creation of an AVF is performed and later in the day a problem is identified and the AVF requires revascularization and ligation, how would the second procedure be coded? So basically here patient had AV fistula creation. I think you know what is the purpose of AV fistula. So if you don't know, you can write in the comment section of this video. If you know also, you can write in the comment section of this video. Other people will can learn. Okay. So physician has performed the AVF. Okay. After performing the arteriovenous fistula, physician has identified problem in the AVF on the same day. Okay. So here, how do we code this scenario? And in order to treat this problem, physician perform revascularization and ligation. Usually we will call it as drill procedure. How would the second procedure be coded? So the drill procedure would coded be with CPT code 3683859 modifier. Why means this is separate procedure. So what is drill procedure? 36838 distal revascularization interval ligation upper extremity hemodialysis access. most of the time in the operative report, if you see the purpose of this procedure is for Steele syndrome, we need to use 36838. Next one, a patient who had a lower extremity bypass develops a wound during the post-op and is taken to the OR for an angioplasty. Can we build the angioplasty procedure? Obviously, we need to build the angioplasty procedure using the 78 modifier unplanned return to the OR during the post-operative global period. So if you don't know about this modifier, please check our modifiers playlist on FastCoder 21. You can learn all the modifiers with example scenarios. Next one, can add-on code plus 75774 be used for veins or only arteries? Okay. CPT add-on code 75774 may be reported for the study of either arteries or veins. So this is very important Q&A. So if a stent is placed in the common femoral artery and an atherectomy is performed in the popliteal artery, can both codes be built? So the femoral popliteal is one territory. So this is the femoral popliteal. So here these both arteries comes under same territory. Okay. So angioplasty, atherectomy and stent are reported with one code regardless of the number of interventions performed. In femoral popliteal territory, irrespective of the number of procedure, we need to code higher expensive procedure or most complex procedure. So here we need to code, here physician has performed angioplasty, atherectomy and stent in the same femoral and popliteal territory. So here we need to code 37227 represents stent and atherectomy within the same vessel and also includes angioplasty when performed. So basically angioplasty is included in this atherectomy and stent insertion. We no need to code angioplasty separately. Okay guys, I hope you are able to understand this session. If you have any complexity, please mention in the comments of this video. So thanks for visiting our channel. If anyone looking for same day surgery coding training, please send WhatsApp message to 707-526-3939. And also if you like this session, please click on like button. If you are having any doubt, please mention in the comment section. And if you are visiting for the first time, please click on subscribe button. And also please share this video to your friends.